teach others how to treat me.
Conflict is a part of life. I
Can and will learn from my mistakes. Love is power!
Love is power. Love is power. Love is power. Love is power.
My teaching practice is influenced by a pedagogy of love, and therefore, our classroom operates on the basis of compassion, empathy, and care for one another. In his book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed, Paulo Freire says, "Love is an act of courage, not of fear. Love is a commitment to others." In our classroom, we begin each day by showing love and respect to one another by greeting each other by name. By taking the time each morning to recognize each other, we are affirming what Crete says in the morning meeting book. We say that this is a place where courtesy and warmth and safety reign, a place of respect for all. Morning meeting is a time for students to use their agency as leaders and facilitate important learning opportunities through class jobs. Becky Bailey says, "It is important that children believe they are meaningful contributors to the school family. Meaningful contributions build self-worth and value within the individual. Each student has a job that rotates from week to week. Classroom jobs help students gain skills in being responsible, learn how to facilitate and lead others, and contribute to the collective needs and group life of the class." After morning meetings, students are allotted free centers time for at least 1 hour each day. There are 11 centers in our classroom, and students can choose which center and activities they want to work in and how long they will stay there. Freedom to choose where and how they will work aids students in self-regulation, creativity, negotiation, problem-solving, concentration, stamina, social and emotional interactions, as well as challenging and self-differentiating tasks. As Brad Burrow and Ann Garcia say in their book, Ladybugs, Tornadoes, and Swirling Galaxies, this is all natural. The kids are everywhere, spread out with their work, engaged in their thinking, working at their own pace. Choice-centered learning and inquiry is more than just academia. It is a process that all human beings must go through and practice daily. Through centers, students have access to learning opportunities that engage them based on their development and learning style. Again, Burrow and Garcia say, choice generates curiosity and adventurous thinking. Choice creates momentum. Choice allows for more in-depth inquiry. Choice encourages independence and builds self-esteem. Choice makes learning matter to kids.
You're a nurse?
She's helping me.
She's assisting you?
Yes, she's helping me help the persons get their bones together.
What kind of glasses are you wearing there, Gavin?
They're glasses so I can see what's wrong inside the person.
Oh, I see. Eden, what are you?
After centers each day, we spend time engaging in literacy. Literacy is experienced in many ways in our classroom, through morning messages, student writing, orally telling stories, and reading and communicating with the world we live in. Our classroom read-alouds are used as mentor texts to demonstrate to students what real authors and illustrators do, as a way of engaging in critical literacy and as a relaxing, pleasurable activity. In our classroom, we believe that writing should be rooted in real-world experiences. Writing should be enjoyable and used as a means to express creatively and with a powerful voice. Because texts are honored in our classroom, students feel empowered to act as authors and illustrators and share the important writing they are doing with their peers.
I'm ready for questions and comments. Macario. Which one was me? You're this one.
No?
What does this say?
What do you think it says?
I don't know.
Look at the letters. What do you see in the beginning?
S. That says A. What's A?
travel to space, I would go to a star. That's where you're gonna go, Eden? Drawing?
This is after from that's Isaac and that's Jonah and that's Macario and that's Owen, that's Jonah and that's Miss. Watch this what I sing. Frankie Leverman and this is Frankie Crenshaw and this is Allison and I'm gonna draw more people.
Why are you drawing these people?
Because after Mr. King can be happy,
When he sees all these people together?
Next in our schedule is small groups. Small groups are either teacher-directed or independent. Students working in an independent group have the opportunity to develop their social interaction skills with their peers. Independent groups also give students the ability to work on self-control and self-regulation while working on developmentally appropriate and self-differentiating tasks. A teacher-directed small group is an important time for me to work with a few children on differing skills depending on their development. Small groups change from week to week, more often than not comprising of heterogeneous groups in order to maximize on students teaching and learning from one another. Vygotsky's social learning theory states, human learning presupposes a specific social nature and a process by which children grow into the intellectual life of those around them. Small groups also change based on assessment and data collection that show me how a student is progressing in their development.
What's happening with your feather, Jillian?
it's floating.
How is it floating?
Because it's floating like a bird. Miss Harrison, my paper clip's floating on my feather. How about I can have a... And mine!
Your paper clip is floating on your feather? What happens if the paper clip is not on the feather?
They'll sink.
It sinks?
Yeah. I mean, also...
So the feather is sort of like a little boat.
Miss Harrison, look. If you put this, the cube sinks.
If you put the marble inside of the Unifix cube, it sinks?
Yeah. Yeah, when these were in here, that was going to sink. Can I have blue, please?
So when you put the paper clip inside of the Unifix cube, it makes it sink?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's floating.
So you put the Unifix cube on top of the feather.
Hey, watch what happened with the crayon inside.
Okay.
It was sink.
In order to understand my students' development and knowledge, I watch them. I use the data collection method of anecdotal notes to primarily document my students' progress, as well as to inform my future instruction. In math and writing, I use rubrics that evolve over time as students progress and need more challenging goals set for them. Kid watching and assessment tools are necessary to reflect and change my instruction to better fit the needs of my learners. As a reflective practitioner, I've spent a lot of time thinking and honing in on how I can better inform my practice and teach my students. Recording highs and lows each day of my teaching practice is an invaluable way of assessing the teaching and learning I was doing as an educator. I also followed intentionally 6 vocal students over 2 years to track their growth and development in reading, writing, math, and critical thinking. Chip Wood says, the whole child goes to school. Therefore, decisions about physical activity are as important as curriculum choices and test results. And because young children need a lot of gross motor and kinesthetic learning experiences, we spend about an hour and a half outside each day. Outside time is an opportunity to engage in authentic learning experiences that cannot necessarily be replicated inside the classroom. In his book, Nurturing Inquiry, Charles Peirce says, "The world beyond the school's door is a well-stocked laboratory that is inviting, always present, and ever-changing." Providing students with opportunities to inquire about their environment positions them as scientists on a journey to develop and contribute to the shared knowledge of all. When kids engage investigations based upon their own questions, they have stories to tell and discoveries to share. Inquiry science provides authentic reasons to read and write.
What do you guys notice?
I found this book. I know who it is. Whoa, that's it. Oh, that's locked. That's so big. Break into colors. Oh, I can see them.
What did you guys find?
A baby worm!
Where?
We think snakes are worms, but they're not.
Language.
Well, how you speak to birds is like you speak the language, but you speak like our language. Like you do it like this. Like you say hello like this in bird.
You say what?
You say this hello like in bird.
Okay. Oh, that was so cool. Are you going to put them in the compost bin?
Yellow! We're going to put the rest of them in the compost bin. We're going to put the rest of them in the compost bin, and I'm going to take 2 home. Why?
Why can't we touch the salamander?
Because he'll die. Because we can't give our oil to Bart doesn't have oil on it, so I can pick them up of the Bart.
And salamanders really need a wet habitat. And we're not really providing him with a wet habitat right now.
Yeah, it's the wet habitat.
What do you think? Is it wet? Is the ground wet?
Yes.
What about the pine straw? Is it wet?
Him.
Don't touch him. We don't touch him, Macario. You can't touch the salamander.
Why? Because he can't breathe. Because when you get your oil to the salamander, he can't breathe.
A few times a week, we spend time engaging in cognitively guided instruction, an approach to teaching mathematics through the development of students' mathematical thinking.
It's hard to make it.
Can you talk to me about how you got 7?
I can't reach the crayon. Put large
But how did you get your answer of 7?
I got 7 too. I got 3 and 1, 2, 3, 5 and 3 and 5 made 7.
Okay. Can you count all those cubes for me? I saw how you put them together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
I was right.
Will you talk to me about how you got your answer?
Because I found out, because remember on there, and we read it, I was counting it before you did it.
Yep. Tell me. All the work we do in our classroom would be for nothing if we didn't have anyone to share it with. Willem, Douglas, and Fry talk about sharing the work we do with our community. They say recognizing our students as innovative agents of change makes teaching an act of empowerment and love, not only towards our students, but also towards the people and environments outside our classrooms. In order to understand my students, I needed to invite them to share their lives with our class family. Through learning engagements such as Show and Tell Letter Edition and a journal buddy named Storywoo, little by little I found out more and more about our students. It was important that students see echoes of themselves in our classroom, such as putting pictures of themselves and their families in their cubbies. Inviting parents and community members into our classroom was the perfect way to get to know each individual family on a more personal level. Each week we have at least one family member come in to read to us as a mystery reader. We also ask parents to share with us any talents, careers, passions, or hobbies they had by being a guest speaker. Here you see a parent and their child teaching us about Hanukkah. Parent involvement reminds us that students' cultures, beliefs, and personal identities all matter and are an integral and valuable part of our class family.
Hanukkah. And that basically says we thank God who has blessed us and brought us this home.
My favorite author, educator, mentor, and pedagogue, Paulo Freire, said, "For apart from inquiry, apart from praxis, individuals cannot be truly human. Knowledge emerges only through invention and reinvention. Through the restless, impatient, continuing, hopeful inquiry human beings pursue in the world, and with each other. The work we do in this world cannot be done alone. Therefore, it is up to me as an educator and my students as learners to work together to grow, love, pursue knowledge, and provide opportunities to see each other as unique humans."